G'day viewers, welcome to our new Trader Bootcamp. This is a quick video that I'm doing to save you having to read through all the articles, mainly because you're lazy, and other reasons because, it's just a little easier to have more information than me just regurgitating what's already out there on the web. So without further ado, let's get going, and let's start with the obvious question, which is, what are options? Now, there is a myriad of information out there on what an option is, and I've even cut and pasted the stuff out of, I think, Investopedia down below. And you can read all that, but to be honest, it probably doesn't mean much to you. So let's simplify it for you. An option is a bet. It is a wager. It is like you going to DraftKings and saying, I reckon the 49ers are going to beat Chicago this weekend by about 20. And DraftKings saying, here are the odds on that happening, and I will pay you out for it. Except instead of going to DraftKings, we're going to a brokerage. And we're going to a brokerage and we're saying, Mr. Brokerage, I bet you 100 shares of Microsoft stock that Microsoft is going to be above $470 by Christmas. And the brokerage says, certainly, sir, I shall take that bet. Here are the odds. Here you go. If you keep that in mind, options make a lot more sense. Now, the next step after this, which is how those options are priced, we do in Trading 201, which is the next set of videos we're going to do. And there's a video there which I've confiscated, borrowed, stolen from a company or content creator called Veritasium. And he does a wonderful video. It's about 30 minutes long, and I recommend it everybody to watch. It's how option pricings began, how options are priced, and the cause and effect of that. So for the time being, just go with the idea that options are bets and the option spreads are a mix and match of those option bets to give you the outcome you want. And we use spreads to control our risk, control our profit and loss, and also to just massage our outcomes. So once you know what an option is, we have which broker to use. And I'm not going to give you a choice here. If you've got the choice, Thinkorswim. It's the gold standard. It has been for 20 years. I was using it in 2003. They took it out of my country, which is a bit ordinary, but Thinkorswim is the one you should go for. The great thing about Thinkorswim is you can join Thinkorswim, fund your account, and give them a call and say, hi, I'd like to spend half an hour with someone to show me the platform. And they will get you on the phone or get you on some kind of webinar and talk you through the platform. And you can ask questions one-on-one. Brilliant product. Pretty good support. I don't think Charles Schwab has done much to help it over the years. It is getting big and bulky, and you can sort of run it on a 7 or 8 year old laptop with 16 gig of RAM without any problem. But Thinkorswim or TOS, that's what you should go for. If you can't get TOS, then tastytrade is the obvious second choice. I have to use tastytrade because it's the only thing available in my country besides Interactive Brokers. And tastytrade was written by the same guy, Tom Sosnoff, Scott Sheridan, and I can't remember the head tech guy. I spoke to him a couple of times, but there's another guy there, Woody. Woody is the head tech dude. They've made a product that's very fast, and I mean very fast, very slim, will run on a 20-year-old laptop with 4 gig of RAM. It's a great little product. Its analyze options are pretty limited, but its data entry, portfolio management is brilliant. Now, if you're in a third world backwater, and I mean that nicely, your other option is going to have to be Interactive Brokers. If you're going to run Interactive Brokers, you're probably going to need another product, whether it be ONE, OTA, some sneaky version of Thinkorswim with an account that you can access various bits and pieces and bits of information. But Interactive Brokers is pretty good for data entry. It's a very cheap brokerage. It's available everywhere. Its analysis tools are appalling. Yeah, that's about it. Now, the elephant in the room are the freebies, the cheapies, the nasties, the guys like Robinhood. Friends don't let friends trade Robinhood because it's rubbish. The second part of that is any sort of platform, even IG Markets would be another one, where you have a tablet-based platform or a web-based platform that looks like it was designed for a day trader. avoid. There's your 3. Choose those 3. If you want a front end for charting, I'd use something like TradingView, pay $2 a month for data, or you can use Tradeovate as a front end for graphing, because Interactive Brokers now have TradingView as their charting product. So yeah, don't overthink it. TOS, Tasty, IKBR. There's your 3. Now my favorite question. We get asked this all the time. How much money do I need? Now, I'm going to give you a good story here. I tried day trading. So I put $5,000 into a day trading account, and I sat there trying to trade NASDAQ futures. And I managed to lose $3,000 in about 6 weeks. The reason I did this is because I tried to make money doing it, thinking I was clever, I could do it. What I've done now is I've changed that, and I still try day trading every now and then with the same sort of methodology, but I brought my size down to micros, $2 a point, and I changed my contracts from 6 to 1 until I learned what I was doing. I've managed to keep the remainder of that account, which is about $1,200, still ticking over, and I believe in the last 3 months of trialing it and working and going through it and learning the craft and learning the craft and learning the craft and learning the craft, I've made $38. But the important thing is I haven't lost $3,000. So what's the lesson in this? You don't need a lot of money to start. If you're turning up with $100,000 thinking you're going to make income option trading and you know nothing about options, the analogy I tell everybody is, here's a welder. Watch a YouTube video and go and weld that piece of metal to that piece of metal over there. And I bet you it looks awful. The reason is you're trying to weld without going to school. You're trying to build a wardrobe without going to carpentry school. And you're learning on the job. The best way to learn on the job is to start with a very, very, very small account. $2,000, $5,000 max. I mean, seriously, $5,000 max. And just try and turn $5,000 into $6,000. I would say to people, use a $2,000 or a $5,000 account to try and make enough money to pay Dan every week. You should be able to do that just by following these trades. We make good money in the community. So stay small, learn the craft, stay small, learn the craft. How do you know if you're not small enough? If you can't sleep at night because you don't know what's happening tomorrow, you're too big. If the market drops and you're sitting around freaking because the market has dropped and you don't know what to do, you're too big. The wonderful thing about staying small is even if the market drops 100 points, you're out of pocket $200. It's not the end of the world. Carry on. So start small and learn the craft. The next bit is understanding risk. There's tons of videos out there on how to understand risk. It's very, very simple. Risk is what keeps you up at night, and you should always know how much you have at risk. The wonderful thing about options is that you always know how much you have to lose. Stocks, you don't. Microsoft could lose $60 tomorrow. Apple could lose $25 tomorrow. Who knows? Tesla could halve in a week and a half. Options, you know that if you put this trade on, this is how much you have at risk. That's why we love options. As you keep going and learning the craft, you'll find the same way I'm doing with my NASDAQ futures trading, you grow the account. It doesn't need to be $500 a week. It doesn't need to be $1,000 a week at your level. It just doesn't. Go and start small, learn the craft, be profitable for 6 months. Understand what happens with the strategies you choose, and then bump it up and bump it up and bump it up. That's how you get better. If you're welding, start welding, start welding, start welding, and then as you get better at it, you do better jobs, you do bigger things. But you have to learn the craft. This is not an ATM machine. You don't just put money into the stock market and pull it out. The last bit of this is paper trading. Paper trading is the most useless thing on the planet because you don't have any skin in the game. There's no stress in paper trading. So if you're down $200 on a $400 auction, you don't really care. I'll just let it go and see if it comes back. So the only use paper trading is to learn execution on the platform. In other words, if you don't know how to use TOS, paper trade until you do know how to use TOS, and then put small trades on. Call debit spreads, calendars on SPY, you'll have like $25 at risk. Put real trades on. For the cost of a cup of coffee and a sandwich, you can put a trade on. So that's the important part of it. Start small. Don't throw 50 grand at this. Don't think you're going to learn it in 2 weeks. Don't think you're going to learn it in 6 months. Follow what other people do, especially what we do here, because all the trades we do is honestly rinse and repeat. Here's a 15-day calendar. Here's a 30-day calendar. Here's a 10-day double diagonal. Here's a 10-day butterfly. Learn what the butterflies are, when to use them, how to use them. But learn all this without losing money, because nothing's going to put you off the art, the craft, more than you just losing money. Get it? Got it? Good. Let's go to the next figures question. Can I work 9 to 5 and be profitable? Yep, I do it. I'd say 80% of our entire community does it. No problem at all. Here's the difference. You've got to pick a strategy or a type of strategy that works with your lifestyle. The main part of my portfolio would be long portfolio, and I sell options against that portfolio. So I might have 500 shares of Microsoft, and I will sell 5 contracts as a call. We call them calendars. Sorry, a covered write or a covered call, and that's how I do it. And I can put that on once a month. I just go, all right, Microsoft, sell 5 calls against it, carry on. If you're day trading NASDAQ futures, you can't really put a trade on in the morning and come home from work and expect to be making money. So choose the lengths, choose the trades that match your lifestyle. If you're able to just jump on at lunchtime and check your trades, you can adjust it a little bit. But when you're starting out, start with the longer term trades. Just see how it works. Learn the dynamics of the trade. But can you work 9 to 5 and be profitable? Absolutely, not even a problem at all. A lot of us do it. Now, the language is the bit that most people will struggle with. When you come on to one of the sessions, we're going to be talking about betas and deltas and long this and short that. It's going to take a while you work it out, but we have videos on it, and I'll put them in Trading 201 just so you can learn them. There is a whole language that goes along with this. But once you learn like 5 or 6 words, the rest come to you pretty quickly. It's pretty easy, and we all share it. And honestly, inside a week and a half, it'll all be second nature to you. All right, it's just part of the fun. You can use it to impress your lady friend down at the pub, or even your man friend. Man friend? Yeah, we'll go with that. Here's your checklist to get started. Number 1, probably need a computer. Don't use a tablet. Use a computer. You can go buy an 8-year-old Dell 7480, 7490 Lenovo Carbon. Buy a 14-inch laptop. It'll cost you $300. Just make sure it's got 16 gig of RAM on it. That's the important bit. Buy a laptop, throw TOS on it, throw IB on, throw Tasty, whatever you like, and that can be your trading laptop. If you want to do it that way, that's a great way to do it. Otherwise, just use whatever you've got. Have a piece of hardware. Something in the last 5 to 7 years is absolutely fine. Open your broker account. TOS, Tasty, IKBR. Right. Get on the phone to either TOS and ask them to spend some time with you and work your way through it. Tasty have so many trading videos, it's not funny. They even do like a Tuesday afternoon or a Thursday afternoon live session where you can ask questions online with one of the Tasty guys. The second part is the execution part. Learn how to put a trade on, learn how to take a trade off. Use paper trading for this. And that's all paper trading is good for. Just learning execution, learning the platform. Once you've learned the platform, throw paper trading in the bin, make it go away. On Fridays, I'd say 2 out of every 4 weeks, maybe 3 out of every 4 weeks, we do a new trader session on Fridays, or Dan does a trader session with Dan. Get involved in that. Ask lots of questions. Jump on Discord, ask questions there. We'll answer them. The whole point of this little video here is just to bring all the new traders up to speed. So get involved. That's the big one. We are all better if we all band together and use our ideas. Because believe it or not, a person who's been trading for 6 months will come up for ideas that some of us old blokes who have been doing it for 20 would never have thought of. And we've got that happening right now with a couple of new traders in the community. So don't be scared, be involved, come and join. It's a community, and no one bites. Honestly, no one bites at all. And even better, if you put a trade on and someone else can go, oh, maybe this is a better way of putting the trade on, or here's a different change to your strategy, it might give you a little less risk. You always have that happening. And don't feel bad if someone changes it or adjusts it. That's what we're here for. Use the community, abuse the community. We're all pretty friendly. The next bit is when you get started, I want you to choose a strategy you understand. So let's start with a vertical, or let's say a put credit spread, or even selling a calendar, not selling a calendar, selling an iron condor or a put credit spread. Start with something you understand that makes sense to you, and then do 30 of them. Don't have to risk much. And most of the trades we do will have like a 60 or 70% chance of profit, so you should make money on them. But just find a strategy that clicks with you, and you'll learn how to adjust it, when to get into that kind of trade, when to get out of that kind of trade. But just choose one or two strategies to sink your teeth into and learn those two. I'm going to harp on this again, but keep it small, get the first trade on. Get off paper trading. Paper trading is rubbish. Paper trading is there to teach you how to use the platform. Get the trade on. Honestly, you can put a calendar in SPY for 20 bucks. I even put a video up here, which I put in Trader 201. Get your trades on. Get the feeling of sitting there, watching it, enjoying the ride that comes along with it, and hopefully make some money. And the last bit is keep it simple. There's lots of people in options who try to make it more complex than it is, but really options tradings are vertical spreads and horizontal spreads, what we call time spreads, and just a myriad and a mix and match of all of them. So try and keep everything simple. The more simple you make it, the easier it is. I want you to think of everything you do in your life, whether it be your career, your family, the way you drive a car. Everything you do when you start off is complex, overwhelming, and there's so much noise around it. The trick with options trading is to remove the noise and just focus on what you're doing. And you'll hear us say this a lot. Options trading is price and vol, price and vol, price and vol, which is just how much the stock moves and how much the volatility moves. That's what we trade. The rest of it is noise. Don't get up charts with 75 indicators on it. Don't go and look up statistics from web pages that mean nothing to you. Price, vol, rinse, and repeat. So there's my blurb. Get out there, get started, get trading, ask questions, become involved, get started. Wish you all the very best. Hassle us on Discord. If we can help, we are always happy to help. Wish you all the very best.